Hi guys and girls, I'm Karel Seegers of the Story Department, and in this video I'm going to try and write a logline for the film Black Panther. It will be a challenge because I have not seen the film yet. Fortunately, I have access to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and we're going to see if we can find a plot summary there that can help us. So these summaries are way too long for a logline. Logline should be somewhere in the range from 25, 35, maybe 40 words, something along those lines. So I'm going to read these summaries, and what are we looking for? We will be looking for character, event, and action. So character being the main character, event being the major event that triggers the story, the inciting incident, some call it, or the call to adventure. And we're also looking for an action. After the events of Captain America: Civil War, King T'Challa returns home to the reclusive, technologically advanced African nation of Wakanda to serve as his country's new leader. However, T'Challa soon finds that he's challenged for the throne from factions within his own country. When two foes conspire to destroy Wakanda, the hero known as Black Panther must team up with CIA agent Everett K. Ross and members of the Dora Milaje, Wakandan special forces, to prevent Wakanda from being dragged into a world war. Now that's pretty clear right there. Character, that'll be King T'Challa. Now he must, the hero known as Black Panther must team up with CIA. So it's not clear from this summary whether the king is also Black Panther. So we're going to read the next summary. Hopefully that'll shed a bit more light on that. Black Panther follows T'Challa, who after the death of his father, the King Hu of Wakanda, returns home to the isolated, technologically advanced African nation to succeed to the throne and take his rightful place as king. I'm struggling with that grammar. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the sentence, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to read on. I think we've got enough information so far. But when a powerful old enemy reappears, T'Challa's mettle as king and Black Panther is tested when he's drawn into a formidable conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. Faced with treachery and danger, the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people and their way of life. Now, this summary, although still cumbersome and a bit muddled, says that the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of Black Panther. So that kind of suggests that it is him. So character, King T'Challa. Event, it's the emergence of the foe or foes. One logline or one summary mentions that there is one old enemy, the other mentions two foes. So I like the old enemy. Maybe there's actually two, I guess. In any case, that's the inciting incident when they challenge him to the throne, and then he must take on the identity of Black Panther, defeat the foes. That's usually what these superhero movies are about. The superhero has to defeat the enemy and secure the safety of his people and their way of life. So what did I do with this? Let's have a look at a version of the logline that I put together based on that information. When a young African king's succession to the throne is challenged by an old enemy, he must release the power of the Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people. See, you've got the character there, the African king. We've got the event, his succession to the throne is challenged by the enemy. And then the action, he must release the power of the Black Panther, defeat his foes, and secure the safety of his people. This is a clear endpoint we're moving towards. Now, you may argue that the character is a bit bland, the young African king. There's not much character there, not much psychology, but that's often the case with superhero movies, with franchises, where you can't have an arc for each movie, because then what are you going to do next time? Do another arc? Well, it was actually the case in the Toy Story films. All three have an arc for Woody, and they're actually dealing with the same psychological flaw, which happens to be his fear of abandonment. That's something different altogether. I did a second attempt to a logline, a little bit longer, 40 words. When a young African king's succession to the throne is challenged by a powerful old enemy, he must rally his allies, release the power of the Black Panther to defeat his foes, and secure the safety of his people. So a little bit longer than the previous one. So there you go. This is how you build a logline from a longer summary. And even if you have a synopsis for your story, then you can trim, identify what is your character, what is the major event that triggers the story, and what's the main action, the one action that really covers the second act of the story. Let's now apply this to a logline that was sent in. Oh no, that's the Jaws one. Here, that's one that was sent to me for review. As humans prepare biological weapons in a bid to kill elves and win the war, a soldier must betray his father, the general, to save his elvish sister. 28 words, good length. And I think it's a reasonably good logline at first sight. So the event is humans prepare biological weapons in a bid to kill elves and win the war. The action is betray his father to save his elvish sister. And the character is a soldier. Very bland, very generic. So the same writer sent me a different version, a somewhat longer version, and maybe there's a little bit more here. We have 10 words extra to play with and a bit more detail. After discovering his sister, presumed dead, is alive and an elf, a human soldier must betray his father, the general, to save her as he prepares biological weapons to annihilate elves in a bid to win the war. I think this logline is massively better than the previous one. We have a clear event. Discovering his sister, presumed dead, is alive. That's a moment. And good, inside the instance, are moments. Whereas the previous one mentioned humans prepare. So that seems like a process to me. So here it's a discovery, it's a moment. Much better for an event in a logline. So a human soldier, not much more there for the character, must betray his father, the general, to save her, the sister, as he prepares biological weapons to annihilate elves in a bid to win the war. Now, there's a little bit of a confusion here. This preparing of biological weapons could be confused to be done by the main character. But it's the general who does this, right? So the father. So the sentence probably needs a bit of reshuffling to avoid and eliminate that confusion. But all in all, not a bad logline. I think it's a pretty clear story. There's going to be tons of drama and suspense and action if done well. So, well done for writing this particular logline. I thought we had another one, but no, that's it. That's the loglines for today. I hope you learned a little bit from that. If you did, I'd appreciate if you'd give us a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. There are more logline reviews if you want to train yourself in building loglines and identifying flaws in other loglines. We'll keep doing this. We'll practice on existing movies, on successful films, so you can prepare yourself for writing the best possible logline for your story. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon, and I hope you'll be there then too.